Steve, it's Connacht away. Why is that such a tough fixture?
I think it's just renowned for being a tough fixture. I think they've got like new coaches, they've got a solid bunch of players, and you never see any team really go there and win comfortably. We know we lost up the last year. We didn't take anything from the game, which was really disappointing. But something we hope to put right on the weekend.
Is it easier? You go in this time of the year. Last time we went in January.
Yeah.
Probably with some squad players missing.
No, I think it's something. I think we're working together as a squad at the minute in time. I think we got some positive results in Treviso. I think last year, no, we didn't end up where we would have liked, but I think through injuries and through like obviously a lot of international calls, I thought the boys were outstanding for large periods, and that was at the time when we went through a real good run of games. But I think it's something that we've got the ability at this minute in time. We've got a relatively healthy squad, so we've got the ability to make some changes and freshen things up, because we know we've got a real tough period, starting with Connacht and then going into Ulster and Leinster home, the first Heineken game. So we know this period is going to be pretty tough, so we're going to need our whole squad to really be competitive in all the games.
Well, Steve, what is the key to doing well in Connacht?
I think we've got to have real discipline in what we do, and we've got to stick to our process, not get carried away with things. We know how tough it is going to Connacht, and in fairness, they've got some decent guys behind, and they're always a physical pack. They scrum, I think, is really developing, so we know it's going to be a real physical challenge, with something that we do want this game to be about us.
What's the difference this year to last year, Steve? Last year you lost the first three. This year you're unbeaten in those three. Is there a difference?
Yeah, I think. Look, I think we've obviously started a little bit better. I think the first two games last year, I felt we didn't quite have the rub of the green. Out in Treviso, we were a man down, and it is a real difficult place to go. Whereas this year, for the last 6 minutes, we were under the cosh, and we've done really well to get that victory. So it is, in sport, there is real small margins, and I think we've fallen the right line at this minute in time. And I think we have got a real competitive squad at the minute in certain areas, and I feel we've got the ability to change. And like, we didn't take a lot of the Lions away, start us the first two games, yet we still managed to get 4 points in Treviso, 2 in Leinster, and then back it up with a good home win on Saturday. So I think our squad is really helping. I think we're in a decent place at the minute in time.
So there was no sort of conscious decision that there was something you did last year and you're not going to do, or you're going to do something different this year?
I think we probably give more opportunity at the start of last year, whereas this year we felt the right team to get the victory. Not we didn't do it last year, but we did feel we made changes, possibly just to give opportunities, whereas this year we felt we're picking the team we feel is best equipped to go and get us the result we need.
You've had that good start. Is there areas though you are disappointed with, or things that you're working on?
Yeah, look, it was positives, but there's still a hell of a lot of work for us to get. We're not by far the finished article. It's something that was an improvement against Edinburgh on the weekend, but there's still areas of our game where we need to tighten up. Like, I think in the wider channels, I felt we get a little turned over too easily, whereas I think we play in the process of everything we do and is pretty smart. But then I think we do cough up the ball a little bit too easy in the wider channels this minute in time, which is something we need to address going forward. And there's always room for improvement. We still sort of bringing the squad together. We'll make a few more changes this week, so it is a constant improvement and getting boys gelling. Like, it was Alan Wynne and Yanto's first starts. So it's something that, second start for Yanto, sorry, and we're bringing Tips back this week. So it is something that we've got to keep gelling as a group going forward.
Tips got binned after 14 minutes of his game back. He seems to pick up yellow cards quite regularly. Is that just, when you play the position, is that just the nature of the beast of playing 7? Or is there something that you had to have, maybe, is it something that you need to speak to?
Yeah, I think it's something we are like treading, like, you know, with the tip tackle and things like that. Now it is a real fine line in what you're doing, but I think it is an aggressive game. You can catch someone off balance and you mistime something, and the nature of Tips' game, you know, he's going to be in around it, and with a 7, you're always going to be erring on the side of with the referees. It's going to be, you're going to have some borderline decisions. Some will go your way, some won't, and especially in around the tackle contest area. But it's something we feel he's like obviously an outstanding player, and he does sort of, he doesn't leave anything out in the field every time. But it's a tackle contest, ball carry, Tips gives everything he's got.
Steve, how difficult is it going to be to choose your open side flanker for Europe, given that Sam Lewis has been probably player of the season so far?
Yeah, Sam's been outstanding, and I think that's what you need going forward is a competitive squad. I think it was something like, you look at Tom Smith, Tyler, Ryan, we've got Joe Beerman, Dan Baker, Morgan Allen. That back row is going to be one. It's going to be pretty tough to pick. And like you say, we've got a world-class British Lion in Tips, who's an outstanding footballer. But I think Sam Lewis is developing at a hell of a rate of knots, and it's great to have that sort of competition within your squad.
How do they differ, Steve, those two?
I think Tips is a real good footballer. Like, he's got that extra, but I think Sam is development at the minute. Sam is so destructive and defensively, but I think Sam's biggest improvement is his attacking game with the ball in his hands. I think he's been outstanding this season, and I think they're getting closer together, and it's brilliant to have, like you say, two outstanding. They're both destructive. Sam's tackle technique and his work rate is unbelievable, as his Tips. So we've got two pretty special sevens, if I'm honest.
What's the news on Tom? The knee?
He's had a pretty significant knee injury. It's we're investigating further. I think he's on his way to London now to see a specialist. We've scanned him, so it'll probably be within the end of the week. Hopefully, we'll have a clearer picture on extent of his injury.
But you presumably the initial sort of prognosis is that he's going to be out for quite a period.
Yeah, he'd probably be out for a period of time. I think it'd be wrong for me to say. Like, I'd be guessing. So it's something that's what we're undergoing now, is with a physio team that they're down in London as we speak. So it's something that we'll get you boys in due course. But it is a significant injury, and we're making sure that we get this right in how we. Sorry, man.
In that incident where he got injured, the Edinburgh hooker looked like he pretty much fought to the old Tongan tackle. Has he been picked up for that?
He has been cited, yeah.
Do you have a view on that?
Pardon?
Do you have a view on that?
Because of the procedure, the site that he can actually comment on it,
Thanks, Pete.
So, you said Justin starting?
Justin would be, he'd be starting this weekend.
Steve, how many players are you expecting to lose to Wales in November? Must be a shed full. I
don't know, I'm trying not to think about it. Look, I think we've used our squad really well, and I think a lot of people have put their hands up for further selections. Is something we'll have to deal with at that time. But I think it's something that, go back to our age grade programme and how we've got strength and depth is a credit to the way Ospreys do their business, if I'm honest, and the amount of effort they put into their age grade. And we've got so many young guys coming through, homegrown talent, which is pretty exciting for us. And I know we do lose them through those periods, but it's up to us then to go and find the next cab off the rank to perform for us.
Steve, the loss of Carl would be a blow to any side around the world, but how do you think you've absorbed that loss in terms of what's coming?
Yeah, I think we've done pretty well, in fairness. I think Tito's come in and he's had extended run of the team. I think he's been real positive, especially in around his attacking game, his kicking. Don't get me wrong, Khan's a fantastic player, but we have to move on pretty quickly, and it's something I think Tito's really settled in, probably quicker than I would have expected. But he's been outstanding, and then we've got young Tom Aberfield, who will be available for us this weekend, which is another positive for us, and then hopefully Rhys Webb will be back earlier than we thought. So it's something that we feel we have got 3 outstanding nines at this minute in time to go and be competitive in all competitions.
Just to expand the point on the new additions, they seem to, everything new to the squad seems to hit the straps running.
They have. They're all young men. They're still learning the game to a point, but it's something that they fitted into the group. The character, which is something that we do look into. The character amongst the group is outstanding. They've slotted in. They work so hard. They're always on the laptops looking at things, how to improve. Like Jeff made his first start for us. I thought he was pretty good in the weekend. Still a lot of areas for individuals to improve on, as a team for us, because like with the fixtures we got coming up, we need to be bigger and better going forward. But we are really happy with Tyler's contribution. Isaiah come on, Jeff Hassler, and Tito has been fair play out in Treviso. I thought he would stand in the way he run the game. It was big for him going back to his home country and playing against the people he knows, and I thought he kept his emotions in check and is doing really well for us, and we're really pleased with our signing so far.
Do you actually miss Cam?
Look, I think you always miss someone like Khan because he is an unbelievable player, but it's something that I think we've moved on. You've got to move on. Like as in Khan, he was like I spoke to Khan when he left. He left on a real good note. He loved the environment, and it's something we just got to move on quickly in sport. And I think Tito, like at the minute, our attacking game, I think is getting better and better week on week, if I'm honest, and Tito is a large part to do that.
Steve, the European place is still open?
Yeah, definite. It's something that you got. Like you go away to Treviso without any Lions starting, and the boys put their hand about there. Then you go to Leinster, you pick up 2 points. We weren't great first half, then second half was a huge positive for us, and then coming and making sure we dealt with Edinburgh in a real good manner. It's not often we do go and finish teams off in that sort of end, which is a real positive for us. But like we say, there's a lot of spaces still open, and it's something that we feel we've still got to get better as a group. There's huge improvements still to make, and individually, but it's something we feel we're in a decent, reasonable spot at the minute in time.
How do you sort of assess the Welsh region, Steve, after 3 rounds of matches? How do you assess it?
Mate, if I'm honest, it's like I'm only assessing us. It's something that whatever anyone else is doing, we look at games when we play in them, but it's something within the Ospreys. The biggest focus for me is us and what we're doing at the minute. I'm pretty pleased with the way we are going. It's like it doesn't sort of bother me until we play in them, if I'm honest.
Steve, what seems a bit strange this weekend, all 4 regions are away. What's all that?
Well, now I found out they're all away, but no, it is a little bit weird, I suppose, when you put it like that. But like for us, like again, it's just we're away from home. We've got to prepare really well, and we know we're in for a tough encounter in Connacht, but we need to prepare spot on because we know it's going to be a tough game, and hopefully we'll pick up some more points on the road because we have had a tough start. It'll be our 3rd away game in 4, so if we can get a real positive result on the weekend, I think it'll be a real great start for us.
Steve, how did Jarvis go when he's come back in?
Yeah, he was blowing a bit. He was puffing and panting, I think, down in Llandarcy, but his scrum went reasonably well. He's training pretty decent, so he's available for selection. Again, he'll be a little bit behind the races with his conditioning, but it's something that he's back within the group, and he's a great character. And once again, it's someone adding to like Adam, Joe Rees, and like Daniel Suter, Nicky Thomas. So it's getting a nice, an international guy back within our environment, which is always a positive.
How tough has it been for Aaron Sloss? How long has he been out now?
Yeah, it's the autumn. It was against it was New Zealand, wasn't it? So he's been out for he's had a couple of setbacks along the way, but he's remained positive. The conditioning and physio department have put a huge amount of work into him. He's always positive in what he's doing, and he's finally there's light at the end of the tunnel for him. So, like I said, he'll be available for selection this week, and over the next coming weeks, I'm sure he'll feature with some minutes for us.
Steve, what have we made about the Heineken cap and the row? I guess you're really hopeful that it'll be resolved.
Yeah, no, definitely. Hopefully, it'll be resolved. It's a huge competition. It is what you all want to play in. Those are the days you really can't wait for. Like for us, we can't wait to go and play Leinster and go away to Northampton the following week. It's a huge tournament. We love being part of it, and hopefully there will be a resolution pretty soon.
Okay, gents.
Good.
Okay. Thank you very much.